Hold up. Welcome back to Twistobuzz, where the drama never stops, the tea's always piping hot, and the rumors? Well, they just won't let us breathe. And today, folks, buckle up because Alicia Keys, Swizz Beatz, and Lala Anthony are throwing us all into a whirlwind that's got social media in full meltdown mode. According to the juiciest gossip from those shady blogs, the word is that Alicia Keys supposedly caught her husband Swizz red-handed, getting a little too cozy with none other than Lala Anthony. Yep, you heard that right, Carmelo Anthony's ex. The same Lala who's been in Hollywood's inner circle for what feels like forever. The moment that little bombshell dropped, the internet didn't even wait for proof. Nope, the pitchforks were out, and they were ready to strike, no questions asked. Twitter timelines? Oh, they turned into full-on gossip forums, you guys. But before we let the internet run wild with its own plot twist, let's separate the truth from the trash. Here's what we actually know. Alicia and Swizz said "I do" back in 2010, and ever since, they've been raising 2 kids, putting on their detective hats. Meanwhile, Lala was married to Carmelo in 2010 as well. After years of headline-worthy drama about his wandering ways, she finally pulled the plug and filed for divorce in 2021. So, when rumors started swirling about Swizz and La being spotted together, fans couldn't help but lose their minds. And suddenly, it all clicked back to 2021. That's the year when radio host M. Jones dropped a bombshell, claiming she had a DM straight from Swizz's camp. And guess what? It hinted that Swizz was allegedly getting a little too cozy with Lala.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel bad for Alicia Keys. If you haven't heard what's going on, Alicia Keys has allegedly filed for divorce from her husband, citing that he has another baby on the way. It has also been said, allegedly, that he is sleeping with Lala Anthony. Yes. But I don't feel bad for Alicia Keys because when she met him, he was in a loving marriage with a beautiful black woman, and she broke this man's marriage up. Her name was Mashonda. Yeah. Mashonda called Alicia Keys a homewrecker. And I must agree, she is a homewrecker. You cannot build a home on another woman's pain. Karma will not miss. Yes, karma took a while to come back around, but karma don't miss, baby. It don't. So I'm trying to figure out why Alicia Keys is so mad. You didn't expect what you did to another woman to come back around to you?
Swizz immediately shut it down, denying everything, while Alicia stayed silent, pretending like nothing ever happened. No confirmation, no denial, just silence. The internet eventually let the whole thing slide into the background, until now. And that's the thing about celebrity gossip, right? It never truly dies. It just chills in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to come back with a vengeance. What started as a tiny flicker 2 years ago has now exploded into a full-blown inferno. And now, people are acting like the smoke is all the proof they need. For fans, the mere idea of Lala, someone who's always in the same social circles as Alicia, being linked to Swizz is enough to send Twitter into a frenzy. Confirmation or not, the damage has already been done. Speculation? Oh, it's already worked its magic. Twitter? They've clocked in like it's their 9 to 5. Instagram is blowing up with memes, and TikTok? They're stitching together theories like they're investigating a crime scene. Once social media gets a hold of a story like this, you can bet there's no telling just how far it'll spread.
Your wish is to have a partner in the scene that is cool and patient and understanding, so
Way back in 2013, the first whispers started circling about Swizz Beatz being a little too friendly at industry parties. Nothing concrete ever came out of it, but trust, the streets have long memories. That rumor got tucked away like a bookmark, just waiting for the day it would make a comeback. Fast forward to 2016, and Carmelo Anthony's scandal rocked LA's world when it broke that Carmelo allegedly fathered a child outside their marriage. That left Lala stepping out solo, looking flawless, confident, like she had nothing to prove. But we all know how men in those power circles operate. The second a woman shows a hint of vulnerability, suddenly, the friends come out of the woodwork, ready to swoop in and offer comfort. By 2017 and 2018, the paparazzi started snapping pictures of Lala at the same events as Swizz and Alicia. We're talking fashion weeks, art shows, group dinners, nothing too shady on its own. But once those photos hit the internet, oh, they take on a whole new life. A random shot of Lala leaning over to grab a drink in hand gets zoomed in, cropped, and suddenly, it's a 500-word think piece about hidden body language. That's how quickly the story took off. Then came 2021, and that's when the gossip really started simmering. Ms. Jones, a radio host notorious for spilling unfiltered tea, went live on air and boldly claimed Swizz had been creeping with Lala. She even claimed that a source close to Swizz handed her receipts. And just like that, social media went into full meltdown mode. Blogs ran wild with the story, memes exploded, and comment sections turned into virtual courtroom trials.
Like, you built a home off another woman's pain, off another woman's tears, and you expect it to live happily ever after. I'm sorry. So no, I don't feel bad for Alicia Keys, not one bit. And I know the first wife, Mashonda, is laughing right now. She's laughing right now. What goes around comes on back around. How you get them is how you lose.
But through it all, Lala stayed silent. Swizz acted unbothered online, like he didn't even hear the rumors. And Alicia? She kept her cool, as if nothing ever happened. Let's be honest though, sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Now here we are in 2025, and out of nowhere, those whispers are saying Alicia actually caught them again. No leaked texts, no photos, just quiet whispers that gained traction because, well, it fits the story everyone already wants to believe. Think about it. Lala's single, Swizz has a history, and Alicia? She's known for keeping her composure no matter what. That combination is all fans need to turn the gossip into facts, even without a shred of proof. And that's the thing about gossip, it doesn't need evidence to spread like wildfire. Target. Lala could be chilling, minding her business, getting her hair done, sipping tea in peace, and still get dragged into a scandal, all because her name fits the narrative. Why? Because her story checks every single box a messy blog thrives on. First off, she's been a beauty in hip-hop culture since her MTV VJ days. Always praised, always in the spotlight, always the one turning heads in the room. And in an industry where egos are bigger than bank accounts, that label makes her a permanent suspect. If a man so much as looks her way, suddenly they're an item. Second, her marriage to Carmelo was public drama for years. Melo's name got attached to side situations more times than we can count. And don't forget that 2017 scandal with the alleged baby outside their marriage. Lala tried to hold it together, but once trust is shattered, the public never forgets. So now, every time her name comes up, people are quick to say, well, she's probably getting her lick back, even when she's not a permanent suspect. If a man so much as looks her way, suddenly they're an item. Second, her marriage to Carmelo was public drama for years. Melo's name got attached to side situations more times than we can count. And don't forget that 2017 scandal with the alleged baby outside their marriage. Lala tried to hold it together, but once trust is shattered, the public never forgets. So now, every time her name comes up, people are quick to say, well, she's probably getting her lick back, even when she's not. Third, her career keeps her in some of the most powerful circles. Acting gigs, red carpets, private events, and reality TV appearances. Lala's brand is all about that visibility. Unlike someone like Sarah Chapman, who stays out of the limelight, Lala's shine is part of what makes her successful. But here's the catch, more visibility means more cameras, more speculation, and more people cooking up their own narratives around her. And finally, the simplest reason of them all, she's single. In the world of gossip logic, single plus attractive plus industry equals an automatic storyline. Doesn't matter if there's no proof because for messy blogs, it doesn't have to be true. It just has to sell. And guess what? Lala's name always sells.
You know, I can't lean on what I did before. I gotta put my feet in the paint today. And
right back into the mix. Lala has been grinding since her MTV VJ days. She built her name long before she was ever tied to Carmelo Anthony, stacking up acting roles, producing credits, and even launching her own beauty line. Sis has been hustling, no question. But the streets? They don't always separate Lala the businesswoman from Lala the ex-wife. Every time Melo's name gets brought up, whether it's about his NBA legacy or his scandals, La gets dragged right back into it. The rumors about Swizz are true. People flip that narrative completely and say she just swapped one baller for another powerful man. They see her glowing up, catching acting gigs, and serving looks on red carpets. But instead of giving her the credit she deserves, they whisper, she only leveled up because she left Melo. And that's where it gets extra spicy. This double standard, if the rumors are false, people still side-eye her grind and wonder if she's got someone sponsoring her moves. Either way, her shine gets overshadowed by men's names. Melo, despite years of rumors about side situations, still gets introduced as a future Hall of Famer. His mess? It's treated like a footnote. Meanwhile, Lala's wins get tied to gossip. That's the double-edged sword Lala has been living with for years. And speaking of imbalance, let's talk double standards. When Swizz's name gets tossed into cheating rumors, folks just laugh it off and say, well, y'all know how Swizz moves. But the second Lala's name enters the chat, suddenly she's messy, thirsty, or can't keep a man. See the pattern? This isn't new. Look back at history. When Beyoncé took Jay-Z back after his infidelity, people questioned her self-worth instead of his actions. Or just living her best life, Lala gets no grace. When Jennifer Lopez moved from one relationship to another, she was labeled desperate. Meanwhile, men like Future, who's out here fathering children with every zodiac sign, still get crowned a toxic king. Lala, on the other hand, is constantly dragged. Despite holding Melo down through his NBA years, forgiving him after public embarrassment, and staying loyal longer than most would, the second she steps out and enjoys life, whether it's acting alongside 50 Cent, living their best lives. No, drama sells better when Lala is painted as the homewrecker and Alicia is the silent queen. That's the Hollywood script for women. You're either the angelic wife who suffers in silence or the villain who stole someone's man. And here's the kicker. Blogs profit off keeping women boxed into those roles. The minute Lala is linked to Swizz, she's dragged like she's the villain. Nobody clicks on a headline that just says 3 successful people living their best lives. Drama? Now that gets the clicks. Stories hit the headlines. It doesn't just affect the celebs, it trickles down to their families. Every time these rumors swirl, it's not just Lala or Alicia feeling the heat, but their loved ones too. The double standards aren't just gossip. They shape careers, decide endorsements, roles, and how the public perceives you. Men can bounce back with ease, while women have to fight uphill just to be recognized for more than the scandal attached to their name. And that's the part that hits the hardest, Swizz. It's not fair, but that's the reality. Every time those messy cheating or DNA rumors start flying, the kids get caught in the middle, whether they ask for it or not. Lala and Melo's son, Keen, is a teenager now, already hooping and stacking up college offers. He should be known as Keen the Baller, but instead, he's stuck dealing with whispers like, "Ain't your dad the one who?" Or, "Your mama was trending with Swizz." After rumor about your dad. That's not a weight they should have to carry. The same goes for Swizz and Alicia's kids. They're way too young to even spell scandal, but the internet is already dragging their dad's name through the mud. Imagine being old enough to Google your parents and stumbling upon rumor after rumor about your family. That's a whole different level of stress they shouldn't have to face. And those threads will live online forever. That's generational drama stamped into their digital history. And the wildest part? None of these kids asked for this. They didn't choose who their parents love, argue with, or leave. But in the court of public opinion, they still get stuck with the fallout. It's the same cycle we've seen with Future's kids, Diddy's kids, even Will and Jada's kids. Public scandals always create private victims, kids who didn't sign up for the drama but still have to bear the weight of it. Love triangle, powerful names, and the potential for drama that never seems to die down. And it's usually the younger ones who carry the quiet burden. That's the part about gossip nobody ever admits. It doesn't just stay online, it seeps into real lives, shapes real households, and leaves an impact long after the blogs have moved on. And when it comes to this rumored Lala and Swizz situation, let's keep it a buck, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Why? Because it's got all the ingredients blogs feed on. A messy love triangle, powerful names, and a never-ending cycle of drama. Detail isn't true. The narrative is already set. A love triangle, perfectly timed whispers, old receipts to recycle, and the sharp contrast between Alicia's angelic queen image and Lala's spicy glow-up. That's recipe gold for gossip culture. It plays out like a rom-com turned soap opera, only way messier. Even if every single detail isn't true, the storyline has already taken off, and it's too juicy for anyone to let go. Alicia, she's the silent queen who's somehow above the mess. But even if everyone involved came out tomorrow and said, "It's all lies. We're just family friends," nobody would buy it. Folks have already picked their storyline, and they're not letting it go. To some, Lala looks like she's leveling up. To others, Swizz is the flashy husband who can't stay focused. And for Alicia, she's the silent queen who's somehow above it all, yet still pulled into the chaos. For another group, Alicia is too quiet, and silence must mean she's not really happy. It's like one giant puzzle the internet refuses to solve because, let's face it, the guessing game is more fun than the truth. And here's the other thing, the culture never lets high-profile triangles rest. Think back to the drama with Diddy, Cassie, and Kim Porter. Or the chaos with Chloe, Tristan, and Jordan Woods. These stories don't just fade away. They become the stuff of headlines, replayed over and over, fueling more rumors with every twist. That's the reality. Once the internet sinks its teeth into a storyline, It morphs into a soap opera that plays out in memes, threads, and TikToks for years. This Lala and Swizz chatter has officially hit that level. Lala could book 10 more acting roles. Alicia could drop another platinum-selling album, and Swizz could create another viral beat battle. But one blurry rumor, one side-eye photo, or one vague tweet will still trend harder than all of that. And at the end of the day, it's not about their accomplishments. It's about the drama that keeps the clicks coming. We'll never let go of. Exactly why this storyline isn't going away. It stopped being about truth a long time ago. It's about entertainment, speculation, and the thrill of imagining powerful people living messy lives. So, whether there's fire behind the smoke or it's just blogs stirring the pot, one thing is crystal clear. Lala, Swizz, Alicia, and Mello are stuck in a never-ending storyline that the internet will keep fueling, whether they like it or not. And honestly, that's what keeps the gossip industry alive, a cycle that feeds itself over and over again. And that's where we'll leave it for now. If you rocked with me through this one, make sure you hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll catch you on the next one, my stars and hushers, because the gossip doesn't sleep, and neither do we.